Mia had just moved into a small flat in East London, her suitcase rolling behind her as she stepped through the creaking front door. The building loomed over her, its bricks stained by decades of rain and soot, the windows clouded and old. She'd always dreamed of living in the city, and this was her first real taste of independence. The flat was tucked away on the second floor, down a narrow corridor that smelled faintly of damp and dust. It was cheap, almost suspiciously so. The walls were thin, the air heavy with the scent of old water damage, and the only light came from a flickering bulb overhead. Still, Mia told herself, it was perfect. It was hers. She could finally start her new life, even if the flat was a little rough around the edges. But as night fell, the building seemed to come alive. Every night, just as Mia was drifting off to sleep, she heard it, heavy footsteps from the flat above. They started softly, almost like someone was pacing, but soon grew louder, echoing through the thin ceiling. Slow, steady, back and forth, back and forth. The footsteps never seemed to stop, sometimes lasting until the early hours of the morning. Mia tried to ignore them, telling herself it was just an insomniac neighbor, but the relentless pacing made her uneasy. After a week of sleepless nights, Mia's patience wore thin. Tired of the noise, she decided to confront her landlord, hoping for a simple explanation. Maybe the upstairs tenant worked nights, or maybe the floorboards were just old and noisy. "Is the upstairs neighbor always this active?" she asked, her voice tinged with frustration. The landlord looked at her, puzzled, and shook his head. "There's no flat above," he replied quietly. He explained that the top floor had been sealed off years ago after a terrible fire. The door was boarded up, the windows blackened and broken. No one had lived there since. The space above her was nothing but an empty, forgotten shell, abandoned, untouched, and silent. Or at least it should have been. The landlord's words echoed in Mia's mind as she returned to her flat, unease settling in her chest. That night, as the wind howled outside and the city lights flickered, the footsteps returned. But this time they were different, heavier, slower, and somehow closer. Mia's heart pounded as she listened, frozen in her bed. Then suddenly came a knock, soft at first, almost hesitant, but unmistakably real. The sound echoed through the silence, sending chills down Mia's spine. It was deliberate. It came from above, and then a whisper, barely audible, drifted through the floorboards. "You're in my room." Mia realized with growing terror that she was not alone and never had been.